Okay, so I am just going to show you just a bit of insight as to what you get with your Strava subscription if you do actually pay for the Strava rather than just the free version. I think when I first signed up, it cost like £50 a year. From a couple of things that I've seen, that has gone up. I think mine's due to renew in May, so I'll tell you exactly what it is. I think there's some uh, controversy about them not telling you exactly how much it is. I think I seen an amount in dollars. It was like 100 and something. So maybe like it's gone up to about 80, £90, something like that. I'm not an affiliate of Strava or anything, but for me personally, I think that's fantastic value for money for what I get in return. So just to give you a bit brief outline of what I get for it. Um, so you get your training log, obviously. So this would be February 2023, and it's showing Monday. There is morning weight training, morning trail run, evening yoga. Tuesday, morning run, afternoon weight training, night yoga. Wednesday, morning yoga, morning run, lunch weight training. Thursday, morning yoga, morning trail run, and today morning yoga, morning trail run, evening weight training. So other than last night, which had just finished a 12-hour shift after being up from 4 o'clock in the morning, I missed. I would have probably usually done some weights or a bit of yoga just to balance that day out. But you can see I'm pretty consistent there with running every day. It goes back like that, multiple workouts. Mileage for this week so far 43.5, 86 last week. Obviously, the week's not finished. My plan is to do just an easy sort of recovery run, 5 to 6 miles tomorrow, 50 to 60 minutes, 10-minute mile pace, which for me, that's just a very light, easy run, not going for too long. Last week, as I say, total distance, that's 86.72 miles. I've just realised that's including some miles on the bike. My running miles would have been slightly less than that. So if I just go just to running, you can see here, I'll go back to this week. As I say, I've been running every day. You can see the run streak there that's logged. Every single day I've done at least 5k, 3.1 miles. And that goes back to 27th of December. Missed a day there, a couple of days there. I was generally having one day off a week. I was a little bit inconsistent towards the end of November. And then I think there was a week where I had an injury at work. It's taken a while to load up, but you get the idea with that anyway. Okay, so if we go on to dashboard, my goals. So you can see running's the main sport for me, but I do sort of weights, yoga as well. I do a little bit of cycling, more so in the summer, getting from A to B as well. I do love to cycle out, go for a run, cycle back. When you're doing the longer, harder runs as well, it's good to do a good warm up and a good cool down with that. So you can see my goal for the year is basically consistency and just progress. So there's a general rule that you don't want to increase your mileage by more than about 10% per week. So if you extrapolate that out over a year, this will be my fourth year as I class myself as a serious runner. Pretty much running every single day and doing other activities to support that and the food that I eat, etc. So the first year I did about 2,000 miles altogether. However, I was cycling to and from work that year. I think I did about 5,000 miles on the bike. So that definitely helped the build the cardiovascular engine. That was the same year that I stopped smoking as well. 2020, just before the pandemic, actually, and I signed up for my first ultra marathon before everybody started running. So it wasn't the lockdown for me, but just before it, and I just continued. So this year's goal, I've extrapolated that out, as I say, for 10% per year. So it was like 2,000, and then it went up to about, I think I was about 2,400. The next year, the year after that, last year, I was about 2,800. So as I say, that you find that's going up by about 10% each year. So my goal this year is 3,100 miles. That will bring me to a total of just over 10,000 miles logged on Strava since I created a Strava account, which was actually a long, long time ago, a lot of years. But for years, I didn't actually have any sort of wearables. I just tracked on my phone every now and again. For a long time, I didn't even have a smartphone. I'm not really a tech person, but I definitely like the data and the feedback that you get from that and the progress that you can track. So you can see this year's goal, 3,100 miles. I'm up to 384 miles this year already, 37 miles ahead of pace. So that's going really well. Obviously, might be doing a little bit of tapering more towards the races, but the races that I'm doing to, I think, the longest one in October. It's a very hilly 111 miles, I think it's in kilometres, I can't remember. Should know better now. That's the 13 Valleys Ultra in the lakes, so you can imagine you're going up and over mountain passes. It starts on the Friday evening, ends on the Sunday. So yeah, that's the biggest one of the year, the biggest one that I'll have done to date. Okay, so that's goals. I'll have a look at heat maps now. So it's going to show me personal heat maps. Okay, so it's showing initially Manchester. We'll zoom out because I used to live down in Manchester when I first logged on Strava. Let's zoom right out. Yeah, so you can see most of the activity has been up in Scotland. If I zoom right out, I think there was a couple. I did a part of the Camino one day on that. I did from up to Santiago here, starting in Porto. This was before I was running. I was hiking this. I was hiking about 20 miles a day. Let's click on that and see what it comes up with. No, that's not happening, is it? So anyway, let's go back to this is where the majority of the details have been logged. So Keith 690, 534. Yeah, so as you zoom in, it's getting more specified. But I think, yeah, I've got a lot of those local legends in and around there because of the amount of mileage that I'm doing. Okay. Yeah, I'm just playing around with this myself. I'm new to all of this, so I'm discovering and describing as I go.